Morning, and how are you, faithful? Captain Niner coming to you with your Captain and Coffee report, and congratulations! It is Merry Tampering Day, aka we're going to start seeing all sorts of stuff start happening today. NFL free agency for all, and let's be honest, the actual league year starts today at noon Eastern. The NFL has decided, even though the league year does not technically start until Wednesday, you guys are allowed to talk about stuff early because so many people were breaking rules early. And honestly, a lot of this stuff was probably started over at the combine because that was the first time a lot of the owners, some coaches, GMs, agents, they were all together. So a lot of this started at the combine. But we're going to see a lot of movement today. I'll be going off and on, being live all day long with 49er Media. I know he said he plans on being live the entire day. So if you want, basically round the clock coverage, I suggest you head over to 49er Media. I gotta turn on my speakers so it doesn't come through like that. He's going to be live over on YouTube. Again, it's 49er Media, no S. He'll be live for the duration of the day, is what he was going to do. So he'll be there, and I'll be jumping in with him and use breaks. And of course, I'll be making my stuff as things come up. So that's all right. Let me switch over to this. Oh, why? My computer hates me. I swear it does. All right, so let's get into 49er news this morning. All right, so we got conflicting reports yesterday about what's going on with Malik Collins. First, it was Mike Garofalo said that we are releasing him and his $10 salary. But then Matt Miyoko came in, I want to say about 2 or 3 hours later, saying that we are not releasing him, basically looking to get something in return for him last second. I know we traded the seventh in order to get him. I thought he was decently solid for most of the year. I honestly thought we'd keep him just because of how solid he was. But yeah, so still technically on the team. More than likely he'll be released just before the new year, which is on Wednesday at noon. And then, or if we can get a trade from him, like I said, they're probably trying to get something like maybe a 6 out of him. Something like that. We got a 7th out of him. Try to get something out of him at the very least. Let's see. Pull this one up. All right. And then, so with that left, with Malik Collins, quote unquote, being gone for the most part, depending on how you look at it, this is what we have left for our defensive tackles. Not our edges, just the tackles. We've got Kevin Givens, Evan Anderson, Jordan Elliott, Kalia Davis, and Khalil Davis. Not a whole lot of overall talent on this roster, or what's left for this defensive tackles. Right now, honestly, I would think that going into next year, of the names on this list, it's going to be Evan Anderson, Kevin Givens, and Kalia Davis. I wouldn't be surprised if we did sign somebody. I also wouldn't be surprised if we pick up quite a few, like 2 or 3 guys in the draft because of how deep and good this draft is. But I don't think Khalil Davis and Jordan Elliott will be part of this team moving forward. That is obviously just a guess. But like I said, this is what we have for our defensive tackles going forward. We got a Caden Page in the house. Good morning. How you doing, brother? Thank you for showing up. So again, not a whole lot of overall talent. There is some young talent. I love what Evan Anderson had in the time that he had to play last year. Showed up pretty good. Him and the other rookie, Samuel Okwanu. So get some of the young guys play time. But yeah, so this is what we got left for defensive tackle right now. All right, and in a move that I do not personally wish to see, we have Tim Kamakwami basically saying that there have been talks with the 49ers and Joey Bosa, and it looks like for all intents and purposes, things are moving in the right direction in order to get Joey Bosa on the team, which we know would make Mama Bosa very you too, Caden, have a good day, man. Thank you very much. Make Joey Bosa a part of this team. I do not want Joey Bosa on this team. We do not need an often injured older player, even if we get him at a very good deal, like a lot of people are saying, is I was like 10 mil. To me, that's too much. I don't want to pay Tim 10 mil when we can pay someone who like Leonard Floyd, keep him on the team, who makes a little bit less money, has pretty much more production value, and everything stays healthy. I know the idea was to talk about the two of them going in like platooning, and I'm 100% for platooning and all that kind of good stuff. I want to see someone else besides Joey Bosa. and I know I'm probably in the minority of that, but if the idea they basically said we want to get younger and healthier, well, why are you going to get an older player who's been injured, especially the last 4 or 5 years of his career? Since his injury in was it 2020, he has just gone downhill. He's got only had like 8 sacks in the last 4 years. Not the kind of guy we're looking for. Look, if we're just to me that makes it sound like we're just going for a splash. We got Vet coming in here. If we get Bosa before Jonathan Allen, I might lose. I'd rather have Jonathan Allen. I prefer Jonathan Allen stuff up the middle than if we get Joey Bosa. Honestly, I don't want nothing with Joey Bosa. And and people are talking about, his brother will get take some pay cut. This time, like, no. If there's one thing about the Bosa's family, that family does not mess with money. They are not taking a deal for anything. It's going to come, and it's going to be expensive. They want their family. Just because we haven't really had a good defensive tackle since Defoe. I think you're sleeping on Eric Armstead, man. I know Eric Armstead wasn't pretty, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Eric Armstead was Defoe, DeForest Buckner, but Eric Armstead was a solid run stopper. Yes, he didn't get the sacks that Buckner got or anything else like that. But you saw what has happened to this defensive line once Eric Armstead was out, especially 2 years ago when we went to me when he was injured. This team can't stop the run for shit. So he's not a definitely not a pretty player because his name isn't going to show up. But when you watch how much he stuffs up the run, Eric Armstead is amazing. Look at how well he played over with the Jacksonville this year. Jacksonville is exactly what you're supposed to do with veteran defensive tackles. He plays down to about 25 to 30 plays again instead of being 50 or 60 he was playing here. And granted, a lot of that was because of injuries and lack of talent. But once he went over to Jacksonville and he started playing a lot, more on a rotational, he was even better than when he was here. So yeah, but so it looks like there's a good chance for Tim Kawakami that there is a good that Joey Bosa will be here, and I'm just gonna bitch and moan about it until he proves me otherwise. He definitely showed up in the playoffs always for you. Yeah, I think Eric Armstead is one of those guys that a lot of people did not. It's gonna be like you don't appreciate Eric Armstead until he's gone, kind of an issue. Let's see. Then we got NFC West in general. The Rams have signed Devontae Adams to a 2-year deal worth $46 million. Holy moly, that's a lot. Then we got Chad Shader up in here. How's it going, my brother? Thank you for showing up. For those of you who are on TikTok or something else, if you want your comments to show up in the stream, please make sure to jump over to YouTube YouTube for my stuff this morning. That way I can actually put it up. Otherwise, they do not let us put it up on the screen right now. But how you doing, Chad? Thank you for showing up, my man. Devontae Adams. So it's going to be fun to see the next 2 years. So we're going to have like Demo, Bernardo Green going up against him. And to be honest, with Adams and Puka Nakua on the Rams, that's a nice one. I'm not going to lie. That's a nice 1-2 punch for the Rams when it comes to the wideouts. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, here's some of the bigger deals in general for the NFL. Going over the weekend, we got Josh Allen ended up signing a 6-year extension for $330 million. The Steelers traded for DK Metcalf, third, or fifth, or second. They got 5 years, $150 million. Let's see. I'm glad my Steelers finally got number 4. You know what? I'm gonna say this. DK has a lot of talent. I will not deny DK is talent. He's very talented. The problem I've always had with DK, and the reason why he has been more successful in the NFL, is if you can get into his head, and you don't even have to be necessarily successful. Like he can get his yards, get a touchdown, but if you get his head early, he folds so quickly, and all he wants to do is end up fighting. And that's always been DK since he cannot control himself emotionally. That's always been his downfall. It's going to continue to be his downfall until he gets it in check. So, like I said, until he gets that in check, that's always going to be what holds DK Metcalf from being a much better wide receiver than he is. And man, you guys got the crash out brothers in wide receiver. You got Pickens and DK, but to be on the same side, those two guys have a huge upside of talent. So, I mean, both of them, you guys have. But the question is, who's throwing to you guys this year? You guys going to trade up for the season, going to trade up and get Jackson Dart. We've seen some people do. Are they going to make a run for Aaron Rodgers? Are they going to bring back Fields or Wilson? We'll see how that goes. The Browns proved everybody, it's like the $1 million Man says from wrestling. Everybody has a price. Even though Myles Garrett was talking all this shit about he wanted out of Cleveland, he wasn't going to talk to the owner. All he wanted to do was win a championship. Well, that's a lie because he just signed another extension for $160 million. So just goes to prove to you that you know what, you said you were all about winning a championship, but when that money was thrown at you, you took it really quickly. Obviously, we talked about the Rams and wide receiver Devontae Adams and his extension. The Chiefs signed linebacker Nick Bolton for 3 years, $45 million. The Patriots signed linebacker Harold Landry to a 3-year, $43.5 million. Of note, that just makes the price for Dre Greenlaw probably go up a little bit more, which it looks like the people who are looking to sign Dre Greenlaw, obviously us for the 49ers, the Commanders, the Rams, and the Dolphins. So there's a lot of people who are going to be looking to get the services of one Dre Greenlaw. The Jets signed linebacker Jamie Sherwood to 3 years, $45 million. That was a name that had been floating around in case Dre Greenlaw leaves to be a replacement for him. Obviously, that's not going to be one now. The Seahawks signed linebacker Ernest Jones to a 3-year, $33 million contract. They also signed defensive tackle Jaron Reed to a 3-year, $25 million contract. And then the Vikings extended running back Aaron Jones to 2 years, $20 million. All right, so. And don't forget, everybody, please make sure you use the link in the description of this video to get your goat fuel, the energy drink backed by Jerry Rice. I am a proponent of the pineapple cream one. It is very good. All right, so as far as what's going on here on the channel, not much is going to be going over on Niner Faithful Radio itself, per se. I'll probably be posting there. Everything that happened. But I will be posting anything that happens 49 on here, going live if there's any big stuff coming out, like Dre Greenlaw signing, or anybody else like that. Again, my boy 49er Media, who you guys have probably seen in some of my stuff, he will be live over on YouTube all day long, starting at about, I think it's about 10 minutes, so about 8:50 this morning. That's 49er Media. I'm going to type it out so everybody can get it. Because I know everybody misspells his name. 49. Make sure you check that he'll be live. He says he's going to be live most of the day. I'll probably be jumping in and out of him. I can't go live the whole day because I got a bunch of stuff to do around the house. But he'll be reacting to everything NFL related in general, and of course, obviously, specialized stuff on the 49ers. I'll be jumping in with anything that comes up with that. All right, everybody, for that one, go kick Monday's ass. Bye.